Hi everyone, today we are here in CPL factory and we are with Cristian Provenzano, the perfumer, the one which is probably one of the best one, and his creations, I'm sure that you are wearing this kind of perfumes, these brands, but definitely you do not know that this is the creation from Cristian Provenzano. So we are welcoming you. Thank you for inviting us here.
Thank you, Olga.
Yeah, it's nice to be here, and please tell us the story about your perfume story.
My perfume story as in my career?
When was it started?
I started in 1971 in Holland with a company called Меня Aromatics, where I was actually trained to become a perfumer.
How old was you that day?
God, 1971, should I say? Yeah. I think I was in my early 20s, yes.
Great.
So,
and is there anyone as your master teacher or mentor?
Yes, I was actually compounding for a perfumer in the company who actually trained me. He was my mentor as well, and he was a very good perfumer as well. So after finishing my training, I came back as a junior perfumer or trainee perfumer in the company, and gradually built my way up.
Is there anything any tips? How does it happen? Like you are coming to the place where a lot of ingredients and there's a master perfumer. So how does this lessons happening? You're just watching how he mixed the ingredients, or?
Well, initially what you do, of course, the school where I went to, every day you're smelling raw material. That's the start of how to become a perfumer. So we had trainings every day, smelling different raw material, blind tests and everything. And after that, it's up to you to improve your knowledge on the raw material. So of course, there's so many raw material in the...
Is there any of raw materials which is your favorite one?
Yes, I love amber raw material like ambroxane, ambroxanide.
What was the name of Penhanagan's two last fragrances you launched for them? The one which is...
The very first one was the Alfetti, and after that it was followed by the Alfetti Cedar.
You should try the fragrance. One. This is something. Yeah. This is very nice.
It's doing well apparently, so it's good.
Yeah, that's great. So, and you was studying there, then what was happening?
After my study, as I said, I went back and started working on small projects, very basic one, how to make an apple, how to make a lemon, how to make whatever, anything.
Is there any of ingredient which was a challenge for you to create the same smell which is not existing in the chemical structure?
Not really, because obviously when I was stuck somewhere, I would ask my mentor to help me out, so he would give me some suggestions.
But for now, is there anything like any smell you would like to create? Like banana, I don't know, the one which is not existing yet?
It's a big challenge because sometimes if you try to imitate something which is like a natural product or a natural flower, sometimes you don't have the actual chemicals to use to actually recreate that smell. For example, I'm trying to work on Frangipani at the moment, and it's a big challenge because, as I said before, when you smell Frangipani, sometimes depends on the time you smell them, the smell keeps changing. So you got. If you smell it in the morning, you smell one way. So
give us a secret. What is there in Frangipani smell you are trying to use? There is musk, white flowers,
of course, it's a very subtle flower, very delicate smell. You could say it smells a bit of muguet, a bit of ylang, a bit of jasmine, some notes of tuberose. So it's a very complex flower.
How much time does it take to create something like that?
A long time. We try to do some headspace work as well to extract the notes from the flower.
Do you have this machine which
we do, yes, we do.
Okay.
Yeah, we do that.
Can we see it later?
No, it's in UK actually. So when we want to do something, one person from UK will come and bring all the equipment and we do it here.
So tell, how does it happen in the machine? So you are putting there what, a piece of
well, it's
grass
like a bowl that you put around the flower, so you actually get the flower inside that.
Okay, so you put the flower into the bowl, then what's happening?
And then there's some kind of extraction happening where you only extract the top note actually. When you do an headspace, you get just the volatile part of the flower.
And how does the extraction itself happen? So the machine is checking the chemical structure, it's catching the smell, or it's catching the chemical molecules, or what is it?
The actual machine captures, as I say, the top note of the flowers, and it's trapped in a little tube, and with that tube you sort of inject it afterwards in the GCMS.
This is like a fairy tale.
I know, but sometimes you get good results, sometimes you don't, because the slight odor coming out from the air outside the bowl that you have will contaminate what you've extracted, and then it's a disaster.
So you should trial one more time, right?
Yes, you have to do it again and again sometime, yes.
But how do you understand that it's wrong, that something
because you actually get some chemical things which are not supposed to be in this flower. It may come from something in the air, or...
Okay, so you get the chemical...
If your neighbor is cooking or something, he's got making a curry, then you get a curry in your flower or something.
Yeah. Okay. And I have heard that there is something, and sometimes when there is the creation, that we have the sample, okay? And sometimes people who are in perfumery, perfumers who has a good nose, they know that the fragrance was spoiled. And we do know that there is a time for maceration for each perfume. This is, I guess, 2 months, should be at least for the maceration.
Maceration, normally we suggest 4 weeks, but the longer you leave it, sometimes the better it is.
Yeah, so this is the thing, like how does it happen when you smell that the fragrance was spoiled? Like for me, yesterday I was in the lab and I tried a few samples, and I actually like the fragrance a lot. But they say that it's over 3 years now, and it's spoiled. But for me, I like it. So how do you recognize?
That spoiled smell you cannot reproduce because the fragrance is already oxidized. 3 years is a long time to keep a fragrance.
How does it happen when you fix the fragrance itself? So, okay, we have a maceration, and then we adding an alcohol, and it had to be fixed. Is there any structure changing in the years after the fragrance is done? Like, let's say I'm buying the fragrance like now, yeah? I'm not using it, or I am. And in 2 or 3 years, will it be the fragrance, will the same fragrance be the same?
No, it will be spoiled. It will be
in any case, whether
yes.
I'm using it or no.
Yes.
So what is the time frame?
It depends also on the storage. The storage is very important. You cannot leave, for example, your perfume bottle in direct sunlight or, or a very warm room.
But in all of the shops, we see that they have the lights in the shelves. They have, and the light on the shelf itself, it's making the perfume warm.
Yes, that's true. Yes, but these are just the testers you probably see on the shelves.
Usually there are on the shelves we have a ready product as well. Yes, it's in the box.
Yes,
there are testers outside, but still it's coming the warm part behind the bottle. So we can say that
the bottle is not open. The box is not open. The bottle is not open. So you have a certain amount of protection already.
So while the box is closed and there is no impact of sun and warm, it's okay.
Yes.
In any case, in 2 or 5 years,
you can throw it away.
Oh my God! Come on. What about those collectors?
Well, you can collect it because you like the bottle.
No, I'm collecting because I like the fragrance. This is nothing about the bottle. Really?
Yes, you should go and buy another one.
What about the vintage perfumes? There are some perfumers and some people who are adoring perfumes. They are collecting the vintage stuff like Chanel. Like for me, I'm having the fragrances from 1952. Wow. And so they are really very old, but they still smell. But
they don't smell right. They smell, but if you would actually get a fresh sample made up of this bottle, it would be totally different.
It will be totally different from one side because of IFRA. That days there was no IFRA and the natural...
That's another thing, yeah. But we come to that later on if you want.
If to take the fragrance, like let's take Chanel No. 5, from 1950s, and Chanel No. 5 from 2020. This is two different fragrances. According to IFRA and according to formula, or the formula is the same and we are changing the ingredients.
There are ingredients in formulas like this that are changed for IFRA reason. I don't think it's about cost because Chanel doesn't really care about the cost price, but it's usually about regulations. Yes.
But the Chanel, I know that in the region here, people loving the long lasting.
Yes.
And if you don't have to export the perfume, to import the perfume, export the perfumes, then you shouldn't go on for IFRA. You can use the natural ingredients which are available here and so on.
So far, there is more freedom in the Middle East than there is in Europe.
But you can't send the fragrances outside because of the documents.
No, you can't. For example, if a fragrance doesn't conform to the European legislation, you cannot send it to Europe. So that customer will have to ask us to modify the formula in order to be able to sell it to Europe or America or whatever outside the GCCs. Yeah.
Thank you. Tell us the background of the brands and perfumes you created for the brands.
Well, my brand...
I know that Agent Provocateur was all the fragrances, I guess, are yours. Yes. So you should know that that amazing pink bottles.
I think it's over there.
Yeah, we'll show you later.
There.
Yeah, it's there. I saw it there.
Yeah.
And there are Penhaligon's fragrances. There are another collection.
Clive
Christian also. Bodycia.
Jo Malone, Penhaligon. But keep that secret.
That's great. No, this is not the secret. The thing is that really this is not fair and it's wrong, I guess, that sometimes the brands, they are giving in information, they are launching the perfume, but never before, especially they were never showing the perfumer behind. And there are some stories when the perfume was done and the company who hired the perfumer, they showing the person who is more famous instead of that person who did the exact fragrance.
That's right.
And this is wrong, so that's why probably we will show in our channel that there are real people behind the perfume, real personalities, and this is their vision, this is their nose, and the smell you used to love. This is not something digital still. We are not willing to transfer the smell through computer and TV. And this is something precious and authentic because you can't send the fragrance. So this is.
But what you just said is true, really. But nowadays, I think they talk more about the perfumers than they did years ago. Now, when there's a launch, usually they say created by so and so. So things are getting a lot better now.
Of course, that's good because this is how it should be. You never can give someone's work to someone.
Yeah.
This is like a stolen thing.
That's right. The perfumer should get the credit for what is done.
Okay.
That's it.
And you should know that Cristian have launched his own perfume brand, Cristian Provenzano. There are how many fragrances for now?
There's 8 fragrances right now, and hopefully by November there will be another 6 new ones.
8 and 6. Do you have it here? Can we show it?
I don't have all of them. One of them, yeah, this is how the bottle looks. And believe me, the fragrances are all different and they are authentic. And these kind of fragrances are very special because when you get the creation from the perfumer, it means that you will not get the twist of something which is already existing on the market and something what is popular, because usually the brands, they are ordering the compositions which already has the success. No one wants to risk. Yeah, everybody likes to copy
so
each other.
Like they are mixing, they're adding, and in the end, like this is the thing about when you're traveling and you are in duty free, you are trying different kinds of perfumes. And in the end, in the air, you smell that they almost the same, same way, same direction. So you should try Cristian Provenzano collection, and you will see that it's amazing. How does it happen when you create the base, the new perfume, and how many fragrances on the same time are you willing to work on?
Well, normally you work on several projects at the same time, because you start on one, you leave it for a little while, for a day or two, then you move on to the next one, and then you come back and see, because sometimes you smell something and then the next 2 days you go back to it and it smells different, so you have to modify it again.
And there is one important thing, that the smell is not the same according to the weather and to the region.
That's right, yes, yeah. Of course, in this part of the world, Middle East, as you said earlier, they like their perfume really strong, really long-lasting, whereas if you go to Europe, the requirement is not the same at all.
They like the tender,
probably
the
softer.
the elegant.
They don't care so much about the long-lasting. Here it has to last at least 8 hours minimum. In Europe, they're happy if it lasts 2 or 4 hours, and then that's it.
Great.
Yeah.
Did you feel an impact of coronavirus on the business, on your work?
Well, like everybody else, yes. There's been some disruption in the market. Sales, of course, have been affected for everybody. But it seems that now we are getting back to almost normal.
So soon should be normal, right?
Yes, yes. Things are improving now again.
So you are doing perfumes in your usual life. So tell us your day. How does it start? Like you wake up, then...
I have a coffee and a cigarette.
Okay, coffee and a cigarette. So still the perfumers are smoking sometimes.
Yeah, actually, you probably don't know that, but most of the older perfumers, they were all smokers.
Why?
Yeah, famous perfumers
Nervous?
are
What
all
does
smokers.
it happen?
I don't know, but now it's less and less, of course, because people are
saving
aware.
the nose
Yes.
and so on, yeah?
It's something you should, those perfumers, I know, old friends of mine, they had the smelling strip in one hand and the cigarette in the other.
But the way the smell should be good, because tobacco makes the fragrance more masculine.
That's
and
right, yeah.
It's nice.
But the thing, my excuse of smoking is it clears my nose between smelling perfumes. So if I finish working on something and I want to move on something else, I have to have a cigarette first and then work on the next one.
Great.
So
yeah, that's good.
People smell coffee.
So is there anything else you're enjoying?
Music.
But the perfumes.
Apart from perfume, you mean?
Yeah.
Music, of course. I love music. I used to be a musician before being a perfumer.
If you will allow me, I will show you one picture.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that one is amazing. You should see it. This is like the returning to 100
Back to the
years
60s.
Back to the 60s.
70s, yeah.
Yeah, but that's great. Tell us, by the way, the story. We will show you the picture with Prince Charles,
yes.
with Cristiano.
That
What
was
was it?
in 1995 in our office in UK. He came to our office and he wanted to launch a perfume for his charity.
Prince Charles?
Yeah.
To launch a perfume?
Yeah, for a charity. So,
Okay.
of course, he was not going to make any money out of this or anything like
okay.
that. And so I created a fragrance, but unfortunately, there was some issues with him.
It's okay, like it's a
that
tender,
time.
like I know that sometimes companies win, sometimes not,
Yeah.
but in the end, what kind of charity project could be with the perfumes? Like it's
don't
like
know.
a present for something?
Maybe selling this perfume and all the money that was made out of it,
okay.
you will give it to the charity or something.
Yeah, better.
Yes.
Yeah, there's the double.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. The fragrance was created and was launched by another company, but I cannot tell.
This is a good story because
I cannot tell
know.
who the company is. Maybe I told you before, but
Yeah, okay, this is a secret. There is one interesting story when there was the launch of the fragrance Fahrenheit. Like everyone knows the fragrance and it's really amazing. So on the beginning, the tender for this fragrance was won by Jean-Claude Elena. But and they were already celebrating that he won. And in the end, the marketing team switched to another fragrance, which was
Yes.
done by another perfumer. And this is how Bulgari fragrances starts, because in the end, the fragrance which was chosen on the beginning as a Fahrenheit fragrance for Dior was chosen by Bulgari, and it was like the part of assortment. It wasn't a big business for them that days. And from that fragrance, the Bulgari's fragrant world starts. So this is a nice story as well. Okay, then I guess we will show you the production, the lab, and thank you for being with us. We do have a present from Cristian. This is one of his perfume. And subscribe our channel and have a good day. Bye.
Bye-bye.
This is the evaluation room.
So I think you sat here before.
Yeah, we was here before. I remember the place. So the clients, when they're coming, we are sitting here and we're choosing the perfumes. We're discussing what should happen, and there is another person which should be there is the evaluator. This is someone between the perfumer and the customer. So if the customer has the idea, what is this room?
This is where we evaluate all kind of things like candles, air fresheners. They're called smelling booth. So we have 7 or 8, I think.
So you come in here.
So for example, you put you put a candle or something like that here. You light it, of course, close the door, everything, and after 1 hour, you actually open that little window to smell.
Okay.
Yeah, so the door stays shut for 1 hour, and then you come and evaluate the smell.
Come on, never saw this before. See?
Most companies should have this, I think. You see, so you stick your head like horses, like this.
And then you shoot the smell here. And the same thing happening with the perfume, or just about the candles, the shampoos, the...
No, not shampoos, no. Anything like candles, mostly candles, but you can do air freshener, you can do, what do you call them, reed diffusers.
Okay.
You see here, talking about reed diffuser, we have a testing room for reed diffuser also. There's a new light.
Wow, the smell is nice from there.
Oh, there you go. You see, this is how we also test our... Be careful the steps.
Yeah.
So these are some that have been tested already, or probably...
The smell is so nice here.
And it's a mix of a lot of different smells at the moment.
But it's nice anyways.
Yes.
Sometimes this is the best thing to mix all the fragrances you love, and from this, the composition happens. So this is the present for you from Cristian Provenzano, perfume from him. Some words?
Well, I hope you will like it. It's one of my fragrances from the range I have. So it's based on oud and osmanthus. So let's see what you think.
Thank you, dear.
Welcome.
Bye.